Go.
3, 2, 1, bingo.
7, 8, 4.
Okay, so Adam, do you
9,
know any
14.
6 million.
I'm waiting to see if it
Whoa.
actually pops up.
6.02 times 10 to the 23?
3.1.
Hey, Wise.
Yes.
Yes, Wise. I will come, but that will be later after the show in bed. Come on now.
Jim,
wait.
lean the fuck back,
Pinky.
Jim. Stop mouth-fucking your microphone.
Oh,
Jim, don't. The amount of times I've had conversations with Jim to try and fix his audio, he just needs to get a better mic. It's like he has really nice audio setup, but his microphone is just not
Okay.
good enough for it.
So since I have everybody here, I got a question for everybody. Does anyone know of anyone that might need a slightly used kidney?
no.
I got a slightly
about
used
the
kidney. I got
PSVR,
two
isn't it?
kidneys. You know, I was born with
This is about
two,
the
and
PSVR.
yeah, I was born with no, not
I mean,
actually PSVR.
I mean, I'm a whiskey drinker, so I mean, I could probably use an extra one. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, because I got a message from my Apple Card this morning that PlayStation charged $400 for the controller and the Jotnire or whatever the fuck you pronounce it.
How much?
Whatever. $400 for the controller and the game, which doesn't even have a fucking game.
How
Hey, Wise. May your wallet rest in peace.
Shoot, and then next month, then January I got the freaking controller, the DualSense Edge, and then the month after that we got the freaking $650 PSVR 2. That's what I'm saying. Does anyone know of anyone that might need a kidney? I got two of them. I'm not using both of them at the same time. So
Are they high mileage or low mileage kidneys?
Let's say it's 4 years in. It's got about 30,000 miles into it.
Okay, so that'd be about high mileage for a kidney.
So
Yo, Jacob
I need to go
Golf
get
City Navo says,
Go get
Jim,
inspected before I
hit
buy
a
it.
better mic. Here, I'll put it up on the screen.
Yeah, I gotta admit, I am currently rocking the company-owned headset at the moment because I'm currently stuck, not at my house, so I don't need this.
Oh, by the way,
okay.
by the way, Triple, the announcement that Doom was going to make after the stream was that me and Doom are going to start an OnlyFans page, and we're going to
Wise, don't start your shit.
and we're going to take our clothes off, but unless money's paid.
Too late, Doom. He's already started.
Jim, we can hear your mechanical keyboard. It's beautiful. I mean,
Guys,
you
that's
can have
not a
a bit of
mechanical
mind, but-
keyboard that he's stroking.
yeah.
Okay,
I mean-
let's get on with the show here. Let's go.
Wise, you like to
everybody.
stroke everything.
Welcome, everybody.
Welcome to the Doomslayers Den.
Welcome everybody to the Doomslayers Den, episode 51. Hey, chat, thank you very much for being here and that stuff. Nate, Jacob, Callie actually will be on in about, I think, like an hour. Yeah, about an hour and that stuff.
Happy Friday, everyone.
Triple will be
Thank God
leaving apparently when Callie gets here. I don't know what the hell happened over the last couple of days with those two, but something.
Man, he's mad disrespectul, man. That's it. He's mad disrespectful.
He could be even.
I
more
heard it was something to do with what was it?
Shadow
of the Colossus.
Yeah, I
I was
posted
gonna say
one
the
of
Last
the
Guardian, but that's the wrong one.
Yeah, I posted one of the soundtracks and it was like, oh, that puts me to sleep. I was like, okay.
Cool.
Bro,
Yeah,
but,
man.
but that game's a
Come
masterpiece.
on. Now you can't interact with him because he dislikes
what I'm saying.
something you like. Come on, Triple.
Oh no, man.
mean,
He was being, it's
yeah.
one thing to dislike, that's fine, but he disrespected. There's a difference, man. Yeah.
I like that game. It has a dead chick. I never got past her. So,
She's
sleeping dead. I wasn't gonna wake her up.
Yeah,
you know?
close enough. It's all government work.
I
in the
liked her in
end.
the position she was in. Why the hell would I wake her up?
Again,
What?
government work.
Oh, boy. Okay,
You know,
so
hey, Doom, I got a question. Can we just go ahead and rename this to the damage plan? Because I mean, it's quite damaged as is.
you boys need to tune in to make sure you stay after the show and after I hit end stream. We need to go over some things. That's about it.
I will
Okay.
Make sure my computer conveniently shuts off when that happens.
Okay, so
Yeah, you ain't gonna like it, Triple.
Convenient power
might as
outage.
well tell the chat too. It's an OnlyFans page that we're starting. Jim and Triple, if you want to join.
It's not OnlyFans.
That's not what you said to me in the DM.
No, it's not an
only-
OnlyFans, guys.
it's only
It's
for the
not-
fan.
Fansly. It's
It's
Fansly.
not an only.
Is that what it's
No,
We're
called?
taking
neither of
inspirations
those.
from Loke's OnlyFans page. It's a pretty good OnlyFans page.
Guys, it's not an OnlyFans
I've got
page.
12
Come
subscribers,
on, come
so
on.
it's fine.
It's a
I'm two of them.
sponsored Pornhub page.
Oh God! Here we go.
Mm.
All right, let me get through this so we can get going with the show and
Yep.
that stuff because I know Adam has a lot to talk about with the VR and that stuff.
Oh, I'm probably jumping in on that too.
Okay, and then Callie already sat there and DM'd me and said I got a lot to talk about. So maybe we'll like, but then Callie's coming in to talk about with the Edios and Montreal. I don't know. I'll throw one topic out. EA Marvel. We'll talk about that one first.
Ew, EA.
But we have a very special guest, Luke. I'm not even saying he's a returning guest. He's more than welcome to jump in here. He asked. He's here. I love having him here and that stuff. Maybe one day he'll be actually hosting or something like that to keep order going on with the show. I have no idea. We'll see what the hell happens. But Luke, how are you doing tonight, sir?
I'm good, thanks. Also, don't put the African in charge. Don't do that.
Why?
Just don't do it. Just don't do
You
it.
do a
I'll
great
tell
job
you
on your
fucking
show,
big
man.
data. You'll put me in for like one episode, and I'll be there for 1,000. I'm just saying, you're gonna have to hire an army to get me out. All right.
Hey, you can have the show just as long as we don't have to give you our checking account numbers. That's fine.
Dude, I'm taking everything.
What the hell?
Okay, well
people
then
want to negotiate.
let's see. Where did I put that Nigerian prince bank account?
Oh my God.
I'm
okay,
a village
and-
chief, okay? Not a prince. Prince is to dupe you guys. We don't do princes, we do chiefs here.
Do you have a pet elephant named Barbar?
No,
Let
I have
me
a
get on with the show
lioness.
here. Let me get on
I
with
have
the
a
show.
lioness named Kala.
Well, that's cool. I got a cougar, and I married her.
Oh boy.
Moving on.
Okay.
Wise.
Let's
So
let Doom
Any
do his
of
thing.
Moving on.
Wow.
Let
Moving
Doom
on.
do his thing. Let Doom do his thing.
Getting on with the next guest. He has been on the Order of Disorder with Callie and Jim and that stuff. I think is this your first time, Adam, on the Doomslayers Den?
Yes, it is. Do you want me to introduce myself, or would
Well,
you? Do you
no,
want...
I want to introduce you and that stuff.
Okay. Okay.
Adam is very, very, very tech savvy, like Jim. Okay, I won't say he's a PC elitist, but maybe I don't know. He does like
wouldn't-
Garfield. That I do know.
Garfield Kart is the greatest game of all time. I don't know what you're talking about. I think we've firmly established that Garfield Kart at $2 is the best game of all time. No, I wouldn't. I'm sorry. Garfield Kart is better than God of War. I'm sorry. It's just true. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No. So for those
As
who don't
long
know
as it's
me,
not freaking SpongeBob, I'm okay with it.
Ooh, Garfield Kart or Battlefield Bikini Bottom. I don't really know.
Don't bring up that fucking game. You're gonna start streaming that.
Hard
goddamn
decision.
thing.
Anyway, hi, my name's Adam. I am a computer engineer. I've been, well, kind of sort of in the tech area for the last, good 6 to 10 years, depending on how you look at it. I've been a hobbyist for 10 years, but I've been doing this sort of as work, both freelance and in the industry for about 6 years. I do a lot of sort of analytics and stuff like that on different tech markets and everything like that. My most recent one is on the graphics card market. You can find me on Twitter at It's Adam Berman. But basically what I do is I look at things in a technical standpoint. And the reason why I'm here is because I also worked in the VR gaming industry for a time. So I have a lot of opinions about the PSVR 2, which we will get on to soon. Also, I'm
Yes.
English, so I've got a very nice voice.
He has a lovely voice. A lovely, lovely voice.
It's the
Um,
accent.
Yeah,
It's
keep
not a
talking. I'm
lovely
almost
voice,
there.
it's
Keep
the
going.
accent.
Okay.
The loop is
okay.
not done yet. Keep going.
Wise, introducing Wise. He's the man that is sitting there laughing. He's smoking, and I don't know where the other hand is at. So I can only imagine. But Wise, how are you doing tonight?
I am doing excellent. It's Friday. I'm looking forward to God of War. If I can now figure out how the fuck I'm gonna pay it for it, yeah, that'll be good. But apart from that, I'm doing pretty good. How's everyone else doing tonight?
I got a little story after I introduce everybody else about that payment on God of War. But I'll let me introduce everybody else. Triple, how are you doing tonight, sir?
I'm doing okay. I had some freelance work to do, and I sent over the footage, and they never got back to me. So I'm kind of waiting and anticipating. I hope they didn't ghost me. So I'm good. I'm good.
Ooh, that. Believe me. Hey, I sent my sister a birthday card last month, and it still hasn't gotten there. Apparently, I got told that the mailbox is here. 2 days after my wife put it into the mailbox, and this was at the township building, the mailbox got broken into and all the mail stolen. So somebody might have her $100 gift card to Amazon. Yes, sister, I got you an Amazon gift card. What can I say? Anyway, Jim, how are you doing tonight, sir?
I am doing quite well. Just literally 5 minutes ago, give or take. Just literally got new job confirmations. So,
Hey, well
yeah.
done.
So, gonna be doing more tech work. IT work is where I am. I'm also kind of a computer engineer, more on the network engineering side. Cybersecurity is kind of my thing. So servers, data, cabinets, stuff like that, network, hardware, so on and so forth.
We got the tech
What we're
guys.
saying is we're massive nerds. Is basically what we're saying. Also, I
Yes.
see. Is it Luke or Locke or sorry?
Wait a minute. Wait. I'm getting kind of offended here. Okay, look, I think there's a whole lot of phallus wave going around right here between Jim and Adam and all that. Okay, yeah, you guys are all tech and shit, but I might be a lowly math teacher, but my goddamn subject wouldn't make what makes your subject possible. So shit, stop that.
Ooh, boy.
Some jealousy, man.
Yeah.
You guys, do you guys not? I'm just wondering. Do Doomsayer and Triple not know about the nerd hierarchy?
No.
No, they don't.
Wiz, sorry,
No
Wise.
idea.
I called you Wiz. What the hell?
Well, I just took one, but it's okay. Go ahead.
Wise. I'm sure you know about the nerd hierarchy.
Oh, of course.
Yes. For all those who don't know, at the bottom you have anything that isn't a nerd. So you just get rid of those. On the first level of nerddom is sort of software engineers, anyone who makes like games or stuff like gaming stuff or anything like that. On the next level, you have engineers. You have me and Jim. On the next level, you have physicists, the ones that think up a bunch of stuff. And right at the top, you have mathematicians, because without them, we'd have nothing. But then, technically speaking, you could ask if the philosophers want to be on top of that, but that's
Adam,
ask why.
where would the network the sysadmins and the
We're near the bottom.
And where would I fit? Because I'm also a game engineer.
Yeah, you're near the bottom.
Well, even in that level, there isn't even a tier level when you get to the math part, because you can have a bachelor's, a master's, or a PhD, right? So
no, there's always the sub levels, but like
right, but like bachelor is BS, so it's full of it, right? Then MS for the master stands for more shit, and PhD stands for piled higher and deeper, and that's exactly what I have. higher and deeper.
I always thought it was plowed harder and deeper.
Yeah, I was gonna say, aren't you
That's
the one
the
that's usually
final
getting
piece.
plowed?
No,
wise?
no. You're not. There, nobody's plowing as a junior doctorate. I'm sorry.
Let
At
me
this level,
jump in
sorry.
here.
Nope.
I love giving you guys time to talk and that stuff, but we do have to jump into the topics because I believe the VR thing is going to take a while. So
Yeah, VR is expensive and it's good for the power. Blah blah blah.
Well-
Everything is expensive. Okay, now let's go back to to what we're talking about, the PhD stuff. I'm just kidding.
Well,
Go ahead, go with this.
see,
Well,
no,
with me
I
and
want to
Adam
actually
talking
go
about
to,
it in our technical sense. Yeah, it'll be a bit.
I want to go to Wise on this because this is an article that you actually brought up was the EA and Marvel doing a 3-game
You electronic assholes.
basically, yeah, but a 3-game deal and that stuff. You by chance don't have the article in front of you or anything, do you?
I do not. I can pull it up though. Hold on.
You
one
pull it up
second.
because I was going to say I wanted you to take over with the article on that and give us a little bit more of insight on what's going on. There's dead air.
There is no fucking dead air when I'm on stream. Okay, so EA and Marvel Entertainment announces a multi-title collaboration to make action-adventure games. And it is a 3-game deal between Electronic Arts and Marvel. And by the way, this is Marvel. I think this is... I want to say I read somewhere else, and I can't pull up the article right about now. I think it is both Marvel Comics and MCU, so that might make an effect because obviously some there's a different license that you can get for Marvel Comics to make games for that. Like for example, Eidos made Guardians of the Galaxy, and that was based off the Marvel Comics and not the MCU. Whereas there are some, like back in the day, there were some MCU specific games that were coming out.
Disney, I'm just reading up an article from GameSpot. Here it is. While the other 2 games haven't been revealed yet, bear in mind the first one is Iron Man, Disney and EA did confirm that each of these games will be their own original story set within the Marvel universe. So they are technically speaking in the MCU, just I believe non-canon.
MCU or just Marvel Universe? Because that could be the comic universe.
I mean, it just says Marvel Universe, so I'm going to assume it's just comics then.
Okay. Well, I mean, here's the thing, right? Like, if they don't do the clusterfuck that was Avengers, were pretty good. I mean, I want them to give the helm to the people who did Respawn, basically, to like the ones who did the Star Wars license. And I think that's sort of what is coming into play here, because Marvel and Star Wars is all under Disney, right? So Disney saw the success of the Star Wars. Forgot the name, the subtitle of the game that Respawn made for EA. Fallen Order. And I think based off of that success, I think they were more comfortable giving them a 3-game license. So here's hoping that EA actually does right. Now, hopes and prayers live in the world of lollipops and unicorns. Reality is probably going to be we're going to get some live service BS or some shit like that. But let's pray for the best. So,
well, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off if I did, Adam.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say the way it usually works is if the owner of the IP makes it, regardless of how it's considered, whether it's comics or not, it by technicality is considered canon or in universe, if you will, unless they specifically say it.
But
go ahead.
I was going to say, yeah, but the thing is, they can just say, even if they do that, unlike the DC universe, the Marvel universe has millions of different realities.
True.
Different.
That's why I was saying it the way I was saying it, kind of thing.
Yeah, it really doesn't matter.
No. But here, I'm going to go full geek here. So there is a straight delineation in Marvel between the comic universe and the MCU, because it all started with 616. There is a comic book 616 universe, and there's the MCU 616 universe. And Feige said that they are distinct things. So in Marvel's perspective, the comic world is different than their actual cinematic universe. So
I
that will
thought
make
they
a
also
difference.
I thought they said that the 616 was just a sort of nod in Spider-Man. Was it? It's not Homecoming. It's Far From Home. But the actual designation for the MCU was, I believe it was 9999. I think it was like 5 nines.
No, and they canonized 616 in Doctor Strange and Multiverse of Madness. That's what
Yes.
that's what really started all this crap. And I mean, I'm no Marvel expert here, but that's where everyone started wondering, because in Multiverse of Madness, the current MCU universe was labeled as 616. And so all these comic book geeks were like, well, wait a minute, there was a 616 comic book universe. Are they the same thing? And Feige went on record to say, no, they are not. They're distinct things. So, yeah. But
all right, I'm back. Sorry.
Doom, do you know anything about comics per se? Do you know anything about this whole Marvel cinematic universe versus comic book universe? Are you, because you're more well versed in comics than I am? So is if memory serves me correctly, the 616 universe in comics is separate from the 616 universe in the MCU. So that means that for Marvel, they're separate things.
No, they're the same. They're taking 616 stories and putting them into the MCU. That's all the stories that you have seen. That is all 616. Sony's it was Fox's and Sony's before Fox was bought out and Sony put Spider-Man into the Marvel universe. Their universes were different. It was like Universe 9 something. Adam has good knowledge on comics too. What is it? It's the 9 something universe.
I remember it was 99999. It was 5 nines or 6 nines, something like that. I think it was meant to be a joke. No, it must have been 6 nines, because I think it's a joke on 69, because Feige is Feige. I believe it was that. But I can be pleased.
Come on, somebody said that 69. Giggity.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think it was. I believe Kevin Feige got asked at one point what the designation is, and I remember it being 999999, and I think that's meant to be the joke, that it is 6 nines, so it ends up being 69 without him. It's a Disney approved way of saying 69.
Okay, so guys, can I read a quick piece on this? Miss Marvel, star Iman Vellani, has revealed how Marvel Studios president and chief Kevin Feige reacted to her contradicting Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness's reveal. The Marvel Cinematic Universe takes place in Earth 616. Okay, so I'm sharing the link so you guys can read the same thing. So there's a clear dispute here between even the actors that play the role and Kevin Feige. So
yeah, some of these actors,
I don't think we'll ever know which one is the real one.
Yeah, the girl who plays Miss Marvel. I can't remember her name. So
yeah, she's a full-on geek.
She's a massive comic book nerd. She talked about, before she got the role, she talked about the fact that she was like massively into comics already. Sort of similar to how
Henry Cavill,
Henry Cavill was like really into The Witcher before he went into it. I think she was just a massive sort of like Miss Marvel fan and everything. So I actually would take her opinion fairly, not fully seriously, but I would take it into consideration. Yeah.
Well, at the end of the day, we all want a good game for Marvel, and we want Iron Man to be good. We want all their other IPs to be good. We all want good games, period, irrespective of the franchise that it belongs to.
Timmy.
But it is EA.
Our biggest fear right now, my biggest fear right now is EA. Yeah, can they make a good game that appeals to me? Yes, because they did it. They did it with Star Wars.
Well, okay. I agree with you on that, and that's the reason why I figured I would put the Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order footage up there and that stuff. But just like I have sat there and I've said this before, if you take this game and then you go back to God of War 3, okay, this game has a lot of similarities to God of War 3 because Stig Asmussen is one of the directors that did Fallen Order and that stuff. So that's why this game came out as good as it did and that stuff. If they got the right people, see that's the thing. Wise, it's just if we know what is it, Motive is doing the Dead Space remake. Mm-hmm. We've seen it. It looks great and that stuff, but is it going to be good? I don't think they could screw it up, but you never know.
I mean,
but then who else are they going to wind up getting to do it?
Doom. We all thought that Rockstar couldn't screw up the trilogy of like legacy games, and yet look how they did. Just True. Believing that a remake can't be bad because the original is good, sadly isn't the case anymore. And the problem with EA is that their range of bad to good is just immense. You can have amazing EA games like Jedi Fallen Order, but then you also get Battlefront 2, the other one, not the original, the other one. They range from like terrible to really good. So who's to know
Adam, they're called electronic assholes for a reason.
The thing is, Jim, is while that is true, the thing is, I just think that it depends who they give it to. What subsection of EA they're going to give it to is what's going to ultimately decide.
Fair enough. I suppose you could say that.
I'll say this: Zampella is the head of Respawn. He's the one who is behind the whole Titanfall stuff for EA, and he's also the one behind Fallen Order. Zampella knows how to make a good game, okay? Mm-hmm. Whether it is multiplayer or single player, and he knows which sort of stories lend themselves better to a multiplayer approach and which stories sort of lend themselves towards a single player approach. Now, with the amount of money that Zampella is making for EA through what's that game called? That free-to-play game that is off of the Titanfall universe. Apex. I think he's got carte blanche. And he had a success with Fallen Order. And so I think he's got carte blanche in EA. So if they give him the reins, or they give him, okay, we got to make 3 games for Marvel, Zampella, you handle this, I would have more confidence going into that.
The question then is, are they willing to give him up from Apex Legends with the amount of, because the seasons come through, I play it myself, the seasons come through fairly regularly. Are they willing to give him up for the next expansion of Apex Legends for these games? That's the question. I completely agree with you. Titanfall, all the games he's sort of worked on have been absolute bangers. It's whether or not they're willing to give him up for a game that is quite, I don't know, live service is not the right word. It's just, what would you call like a game that's just constantly on? It's like a free to play, because that's what Apex Legends is. Free multiplayer.
That's you know what, Callie brought up something right there.
It's kind of the
what
games as a service.
Triple, have you answered this and that stuff, or given your 2 cents on this?
When it comes to so you're gonna have to remind me one more time. What exactly are we discussing here? Because we kind of passed all over
EA and Marvel did a deal. Mm-hmm. It's a 3-game deal to put out 3 Marvel games and that stuff. So we're trying to basically, it's like who the hell is going to wind up doing them? And okay, Wise, did you actually ask this too? Who do what Marvel characters do we actually want them to do or to come out? Because we've sat there and heard people said about the Punisher, Daredevil, Thor. You have already Iron Man, Guardians of the Galaxy, the Avengers. Mm-hmm. There's a Black Panther game coming out. And
Captain America and Black Panther. It's Amy Henning's team. Is she working with EA or? I can't remember who she's working with.
She was working for EA, but that was on the Star Wars game, and then that got canceled or something like that.
Yeah, but she's behind the Captain, or if I might be getting the person's name wrong, but I believe she is working on a Captain's America game.
I don't think Amy Hennig wants anything to do with EA. She was with Visceral. She was going to be making that Star Wars 1414 game, I think, sometime back. They had concept art. They had the storyboard laid off.
Yeah, so she's working on the Captain America and Black Panther. I'm not sure under what publisher. But yeah, in terms of who, I don't know. I would personally have to go through their studios to see what they've done. The team behind Fallen Order first comes to mind, just how well received that game is. So just knowing they're responsible in terms of being able to handle single player games. But in terms of superheroes from the Marvel Universe, Punisher would be pretty cool. Thor, I think a Thor game would be cool. Depending on.
I'm gonna be honest. I think it would be cool, but I don't think it would sell because it would be going up against. Come on, it'd be going up against God of War. Realistically.
Well, I mean, it depends on when they're putting it out there though, because you gotta look. God of War's coming out this year, and that's the end of this saga. So the next God of War could be 5, if there's even a next God of War to begin with. So
there will be a next God of War. He's going to go to another
Yeah, it's just when it comes, it really depends on the time window of these games releasing. But just also looking at the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and that's a really popular character. I don't see why you wouldn't put it in fear of God of War. Now I know Avengers didn't do too well, but it was a live service game, so it had a lot of negativity going towards it. So if they go ahead.
Sorry, no, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just gonna say, if they took Thor's character and just try to push away from what happened with Marvel or not Guardians, but Avengers with Square Enix, and I think you could do something with that. So, but in terms of who's working on it, I think Motive's doing Iron Man. So I will have to go through their catalog of studios to see who I think would be the best fit to handle whether it's multiplayer or single player.
I thought Motive was doing that Star Wars game.
Or who's doing Iron Man?
Iron Man is being done by EA. Iron Man is the first EA game in this three games.
I could be wrong. EA Motive partners with EA Motive is Iron Man.
Yeah. So
is it Motive though? Is it Motive? Because I thought Motive.
It says Iron Man game announced by EA Motive. So unless they're just announcing it, it seems like they're doing Iron Man as well. At least it's just an IGN article back in September 20. So yeah.
Luke, have you chimed in on this too?
No.
Besides the article and that stuff?
No, I have not.
Well, what's your thoughts on this? I mean, what kind of between EA and Marvel doing their deal, and then what characters would you actually want to come out in that stuff? What do you want to see from the Marvel universe?
First off, I'm with Jim. This is a sad day. Everyone is talking about EA like they batting 1,000. It's one game, guys. The only game anyone can point to is Star Wars, and that's it.
Oh, come on.
Titanfall 2, Apex Legends.
When was that?
Order.
When was that? Apex Legends. I don't care about games as a service Marvel game.
All right,
Titanfall was, I don't know, last gen before that. It was a minute ago, and gaming is about what have you done for me lately, especially when it comes to development.
Star Wars Squadrons
move around so much. Star Wars Fallen Order is literally it.
Star Wars Squadrons.
All the other come on, random gamers don't talk about Squadrons. It's like the hardcore people that talk about Squadrons. There's nothing wrong with a good game, but there's levels to this. There's levels, and if you're talking about Marvel, you don't want, it's worth your time if you have time. If you're talking about Marvel, you need freaking blockbuster. You need a guaranteed hit or something close to it, which, in my opinion, EA is not betting close enough for me to be confident. If there was a betting house that you could bet how well a game was going to do, whether it's Metacritic, whether it's sales or whatever, I'm putting my $100 on EA failing to produce.
I'm going to give you another one. It Takes Two, which won at the Game Awards. So
okay,
yeah,
that's a fair point.
There's another one for you.
But that's EA
But here's the question.
Not really.
It Takes Two was
because
EA,
of the director. But let me finish my point. Amy Hennig, the game that she's making is but with Skydance Media in partnership with Marvel. So this is a very weird one because it's not with EA or anyone, but it's with an outside studio that's also having a deal with Marvel. So Marvel is basically working with everyone. It's very, very, very interesting. As for which character they're gonna pick, but besides Iron Man, I hope it's anyone but Blade. I don't really care. Like I said, I don't think EA is gonna do well with this. They might do it, but I'm not betting on it. I hope it's not Blade, because they can ruin any of these characters. I really don't care. But just leave Blade alone, in my opinion. I would like Blade to get made by, I don't know, anyone. Freaking From Software, someone that's gonna make a really good game. EA is gonna make a game that's gonna get chewed up and spit out at best, in my opinion. Star Wars was the people that are making Star Wars are already working on the second one, so I don't trust EA to be like, oh, let's let these guys make the next Marvel game, and we are also going to be patient enough to let them finish Star Wars and then make time for the Marvel game to make it come out in like 6 or 7 years. In my opinion, EA is going to want to get this racehorse out as soon as possible, whether it's ready or not. That's all.
Well, here's the thing. I want to chime in on that, if you don't mind, before we introduce Callie. Everyone's talking about Blade and all these other characters, but I've always thought that as gamers, especially for a single player focus, I would always think that a Doctor Strange game would do very well. Think about it. Like, you go around, you have to open up different codexes. Based on the codexes that you find, you can make different spells and different levels of stuff. Your character can level up a little bit. I've always thought a Doctor Strange game it sort of lends itself to a game scenario if you think about it. But my question, I mean, that's my character. But my question to you, Loke, was this: now that you have a precedent now. You have, with Insomniac, Spider-Man doing so well, and they're handling the helm of Wolverine. Do you not think that this is going to put pressure on EA to make a legitimate Marvel game that could sort of go toe-to-toe with the Spider-Man and potentially Wolverine?
Putting pressure is not even the point. Of course, there's pressure, but you can put pressure on Dak Prescott to win the Super Bowl. Just because you put pressure doesn't mean he's going to deliver.
But I mean, developing a game is different, right? Like, they know that what the audience is expecting. Like, if you have a Spider-Man out there that's doing numbers like it is, and everyone is hyped up for the Wolverine, which from all accounts it should be phenomenal based off of the pedigree of the development house, right?
Yeah.
They cannot put a substandard.
So Wise, let's use your logic. Let's use your logic. If we can be excited for Wolverine based on the previous work of their developers, should we not be a bit reticent for whatever EA is going to bring, because their average is not Fallen Order or It Takes Two?
But go ahead.
Well, we only count the good outcomes. The bad outcomes we
No. I fully expect this game to be like a 5 out of 10 at best, generally.
Okay.
Because their most average is bad, but they have the potential for good, is what I'm trying to put through.
As far as the game development thing, because I happen to be trying to develop a game, if anyone's interested in it. What was the question?
Would the precedent set by Spider-Man and potentially Wolverine sort of make EA think twice about releasing some shovelware crap?
In terms of game development, like as in from the studio aspect, I would say I hope it does, because most studios don't want to pull a Warner Brothers, I believe it was, that first tried doing stupid shit and wound up finding out the hard way that gamers just ain't gonna tolerate that.
Yeah.
Now, as far as in terms of if they are actually smart enough to realize that one and actually follow through, probably not. Hard to say because again, this is EA, aka Electronic Assholes, and they tend to do stupid shit, like throw microtransactions at everything. Which for the Star Wars footage that's being played right now, I am honestly 100% genuinely surprised that they did not try to put microtransactions into that game.
I think the studio had, correct me if I'm wrong, like it was pretty adamant. Just like, you guys leave us alone. We're just making our game. We're not using Frostbite. We're not doing anything else. We're just making the game.
Yeah.
Well, there was, remember back in the
wait, wise, wait a minute. Oh. I just want to do this real quick, and then you can finish your point. Okay, Callie, how you doing tonight, sir? Nice to see you jumped in that. Whatever that racket is in the back, stop it.
That's his chair.
I
literally,
it's
I have
Jim's
told him
chair.
that his chair needs like
Is he still
WD-40
building
or
his
something.
house?
Because, oh my god.
Oh my god, Jim, you gotta mute yourself if you're rocking, bro. If
That's
you're
his
rocking.
chair. Like, that
Jim,
is his
stop
chair.
your chair.
Like,
Is that Jim? Wait a minute.
no, that's Callie.
No, that's Callie.
Is it?
Callie, something's going on with Callie.
I'm
You know
sorry,
how
Jim.
many
I
times-
falsely accused you. I'm sorry, man.
I have
I was
so many times.
Just
I was
blame
gonna
everything
say,
on Jim.
I hope I had made sure that my chair was well oiled. Yes, and I did use the lube that Wise provided me. Thank you, Wise.
Wow.
Don't ask me where I got. Don't ask me where I got it from. It's a home blend. It's a home creation.
Hey, it was the KY jelly, as far as I'm aware.
Or
All
what
right.
was left of it.
Yeah,
Wise,
let's go with
finish
that.
Your point. Finish your point on this, because then we're going to move on to the VR thing and that stuff, and basically get everybody all riled up on this and that. So, but finish your point real quick.
Well, remember when it was announced that EA is going to make another Star Wars game before Fallen Order came out, and Zampella was going to be handling it? There was a whole lot of backlash and fear even then. In fact, Zampella actually went on the VGAs and announced that this game is going to be, there's not going to be any microtransactions. It's going to be a single player focus. There's not going to be no games as a service
reason he had
elements.
to say that.
Yeah. So now that he's proven himself, do you not think we should give them the benefit of the doubt?
I am of the mindset of just wait and see. I mean, because really, if you look at it, any developer in the industry can see how a successful game brings in money for the most part. Sometimes successful games or popular games just don't bring in money, and we still get broken games. We still get duds. So, I mean, it's a lot of pressure just to succeed, knowing how much the game's going to cost doesn't guarantee you'll be successful. But me personally, I'm not going to look at it as I'm expecting it to fail. I'm just going to see when it comes out. So, yeah, that's just me.
I think Vince has to come out and say it again when the game's coming out. He needs to say it again. Like, yo, no microtransaction shenanigans, no nothing. It's just
we're gonna have time savers.
It's a full game. No time savers. Yes, just play the game, and we'll charge you for DLC. That's what he needs to come out and say.
So I guess my question that I think about is looking back at Battlefront 2 and how Disney had to step in when they were getting so much flack. Do you think Marvel would play something like that? Like, hey guys,
well,
we're letting
Marvel
you use.
is owned by Disney. So I mean, like,
yeah, there's that too. But
they
you get what I'm trying to say though. Like, would they also say like enforce some type of things like that?
The thing is, Disney has to keep. The reason I don't think that they do microtransactions, or at least not predatory microtransactions, is because it has Disney's name behind it, and Disney has to keep their sort of child-friendly sort of like frame. They're like their child-friendly look to them. They can do it, but they probably do it on mobile apps. Because if the media goes like Disney is charging kids and like it goes all into that, I think Disney will eventually step in.
Yeah, that makes sense. Does was it who's making Midnight Suns, the card games? Does it have microtransactions and stuff?
Ooh, I can't remember that.
Yeah,
I wish
that's the only.
I have literally only seen adverts for this, and I saw one copy of it at a local game store.
Damn.
Game
of the year, baby.
No, it's because it was like right at the bottom of the list. I didn't even notice it. So a friend of mine that I was with pointed it out.
Yeah, it says
Take Two
microtransactions will be
Midnight Suns.
present in Midnight Suns. So I mean, I guess that just shows maybe not, depending on if they're predatory or not. But only time will tell.
All right. So, Callie, did you fix your
Yeah, I
little
believe
bit of
so.
problems here? Ah, there you
something.
go. Man, you sound
Yeah.
beautiful.
Okay. So Adam, I'm having troubles with the SteelSeries software you had me install. That's what you were hearing.
Look,
Oh.
I will. I'll see if I can help you
The
out.
shade.
That wasn't sounding like that before. Like when we
No,
first
I
set
know.
it up.
Something messed up during an update or something when I updated my computer.
Yay! Don't we all
Oh,
love
goodness.
updates? Don't we
Yeah.
love it when updates break your stuff?
Yep.
I couldn't play
Oh,
Football Manager for like
All right.
2 days because of update.
Now, Luke, you're coming in kind of crackly yourself, actually. Did you install the SteelSeries update too?
Don't you dare. Don't you
Oh,
dare.
there you go. There, he sounds beautiful now. All right. So Callie is in here. We'll get to the meat and potatoes of the this topic because this is the sole purpose. Adam wanted to get in here to give his insights on everything, and then Callie apparently has some thoughts on. I guess you can kind of say like what Twitter is spreading around. Like I saw this idiot today, or maybe it was actually yesterday, and I just muted him. I'm like, you know what, I don't need trash anymore. Luke definitely might know who I'm talking about because he was in the chat with David, and David had a freak out on him, which David basically just destroyed him. But he sat there and said that because over in Australia, it is, I think, $859 that, it's for the payers and not the players and that stuff. And I can only imagine how many controllers this person has. And I'd love to ask this person who I can't even go on to his show. He will not allow me to even go on to his show. Why, I don't know, but he probably has like 5 or 6 controllers. Do those controllers actually give you a better experience than when you buy a PS or a VR, just in particular, because VR is doing a lot for you? So, but I'm not going to go into my rant on that.
I don't know, man. The different colors make me feel certain moods that get me in the mood for certain games.
Really?
That enhances the experience. No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
Yeah.
Come on.
What the
You can
hell?
tell
I'm rocking like.
Had me in the first half. I was gonna be like, "What the hell do you mean?"
The camo make you, more into Call of
Mood
Duty
ring
because you
controllers.
can hide behind, all kinds of shit. Go outside and what I don't know, but anyway. So Adam, you wanted to get involved into this. Okay, so here now you're going to. I don't know if you're going to talk to anybody else, but you're going to be speaking definitely to me because here's the thing that I got for you, and this is the reason why I want you to explain it to me. Okay,
Sure.
I looked at the price. Now I've seen your tweets since this has been put out there, how much it is.
Yeah.
I think Kev, we're going back and forth with Kev on Twitter and that stuff.
Yeah.
I kind of listen. I agree that $550 is very expensive. But here's the thing, though. I have never tried VR. So that's the reason why it seems like it's expensive to me. I definitely want to go out there and try it to see if I can actually play it and that stuff. But for you and reading your comments on Twitter, you were sitting there saying, this is actually a damn good setup for the price. If I'm saying correct,
it is. So for the people who weren't here at the beginning of the stream, I know I've been reading the chat. I've noticed some people have turned up halfway through. Some background as to why I'm kind of qualified to talk about this. I worked in the VR industry. I worked in the VR gaming industry specifically as a technician. So I have seen all kinds of VR. I've seen everything from the cheapest VR, sort of open VR, sort of open source versions. I've seen everything up to stuff like the Primax 5K. There is actually the 8K and 12K, which sadly came out after I left the industry, so I haven't tried those, but I have tried the 5K one. I've had experience with these. Anyway, VR is expensive. VR has actually always been expensive. My original Vive kit, I got an original Vive kit quite late, so I actually got it used, and even used it was £400, which is about $450, $450, $500. That's used, and they still go. And that's the original Vive, not the Pro, not the Pro 2 or anything like that. The original Vive still goes for about $450 on the used market, because VR is just still expensive. The reason people think that VR is cheap is because the PSVR used a very primitive version of VR, using the cameras to try and track with front-facing 3 direct. There is one big thing about fundamentals of VR. There are 2 main types of VR, and then there are 2 types of the ways of tracking. So the 2 main types of VR are 3-axis VR and 6-axis VR. So 3-axis VR is what you had in the PSVR. The problem with that is that you're very stationary. You're going to go up, look down, look left, look right, and then like forward and back slightly, right? So that's 3-axis. 6-axis is what we call full room. So you can actually start moving around and everything. That's what the PSVR 2 is giving you. And that's the general good one. That whenever I bring up good VR, I'm generally talking about 6-axis VR, because you can move around. The 2 ways of tracking are inside-out tracking and outside-in tracking. Generally, outside-in tracking is better if you have multiple satellites which are looking at you. I believe, but as a alternative to that, so you don't have to set those up, because I've done those. I've done it in my own place. They're very annoying to try and get in a normal place. You have inside-out tracking, which is what PSVR 2 is doing. It's not as good as outside-in, but it's still pretty okay. PSVR, the sort of specs it's got, so it's got 4K screens. In terms of full resolution, it has like 4K over 2 screens. It has 120 hertz, and it's all done over 1 Type-C cable. That sort of connectivity and performance is the sort of stuff you get on the Valve Index, a headset kit, which is $1,000 for its base set, before you even look at like extra base stations, because that uses outside-in tracking. So its tracking is slightly better, but it's also $1,000 compared to $550. What people also forget is that because this is Type-C for the PSVR, this is going to be very, very enticing for the PC market as well, because Oculus have already created the technology. I guess it's Facebook now. It was Oculus when they first came out. Created the technology for Type-C VR, doing all VR over just a single Type-C cable. So that technology already exists. So this is really, really interesting. Stuff like HDR within the headset has not been seen. It actually just hasn't been seen before. I think there's like a couple of like test headsets that I've tried before did have very rudimentary HDR, but from what I can see on this new PSVR 2, actually very, very good. Now, obviously, the main things with VR is people with glasses. So myself, Wise, Luke, people like us have a lot of issues with. Sorry,
I have glasses too.
Lick. His name is Lick.
Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm reading it from the screen, so it's like Luke to me.
Why is you owe me another $5 because another guest stop my name? You have my PayPal. Do you think?
Don't worry. I got called Adam for ages. Anyway, the biggest issue with VR at the moment is people glasses. So I'm hoping the PlayStation offers different lenses for people with glasses, because that's a big issue with the Valve Index. The Valve Index it's very, very expensive to get specific lenses for people. And for someone like myself, I actually didn't go. I was going to go for an index, but I couldn't do it because my glasses do not fit.
So, real quick, just jumping on the glasses topic. I got the Quest, and they have like the little spacers for the glasses because I wear glasses, and I mean it works, but it would be nice to see if they have like a better alternative to that.
So the reason why I went with a Vive is because Vive actually provide special lenses for headsets. You can actually just go and give them your prescription. You can just tell them what your prescription is, and then they will. You just pay. I paid something around. I think the conversion would be about $50, and then they send you the lenses, and then you just pop them in. I'm hoping PlayStation does something like that for us as well. That's the one thing I'm really hoping for because it's something that was really nice, and they didn't do it on the Index, and they haven't done it on other headsets, and I really want it.
Adam, can I just interrupt you real quick? I just want to say this. Ryan in the chat says, Doom, just taking the plunge. My wife okayed it. Ryan, what I'm going to sit there and say is if I even do buy the PSVR, it's specifically for my wife. She loved playing around with the Oculus with my stepson's. His girlfriend came over and she brought over the Oculus last year. She freaking loved it. The thing is I don't want her touching my damn PS5. So basically, I'd have to buy the VR and another PS5. So it's going to be very expensive for me. But sorry, Adam, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Adam, I got a question. I got a
Go ahead.
question. Is there a platform out there that has a fleshlight controller for their VR?
Yes.
Please let me know. Let me take a note.
There is. I have never.
That's what they do in that VR chat.
I have never tried it. However, I have seen videos because when I worked in VR, people would send me like sort of joke videos. I have seen a flashlight robot with VR, and there are games that it is compatible with on Steam on PC.
Okay, so I'm getting a PSVR too. I'm getting that.
It's probably VR
chat. I've never tried it, but I have seen it and I know it exists. It's very weird. Anyway, one big thing that people didn't like about the original PSVR is the motion sickness.
And the dildo controllers. Don't forget the dildo controllers.
Those as well. The what I call the vibrator controllers because they got the big anyway. So a lot of people got motion sickness with the original PSVR because it ran at 60 hertz. The absolute minimum you want to have VR is 72 hertz. That is the absolute minimum for most people to not get motion sickness. But luckily, this headset goes up to 120 hertz. So we're all good on that front. So if anyone in the chat or anyone is wondering if you ever got motion sickness from the first VR set, PSVR 2 should resolve that.
Okay, quick tip, hot take. If you get motion sickness by playing VR, you need to play it while drunk. So make sure you take a couple of shots of Jaeger and then play VR because two negatives make a positive. That's what I'm saying.
I've played VR drunk. It is an experience.
Nice.
I played VR chat with a friend.
I got a buddy that does that a lot of nights. He's like, hey man, you should join us in VR. What we doing? Drinking? I'm good.
So go ahead.
Well, what I wanted to do was so I wanted to get Jim and I wanted to get Callie in here. Jim, what's your deal on? Okay, because I actually want to throw it both to Adam and Jim because you guys are more PC guys. And Adam, you mentioned something about it, and I heard it on somebody's show today.
Are you qualification insulting the rest of us because we're not as intelligent as they are?
No.
What the hell?
I mean,
burn.
Get out of here. What I wanted to say is okay. on a show right before I came on here. I was listening to somebody else's show, and they were sitting there saying that this is basically going to die like the Vita and the PSP and the Move and all this other stuff. It's not going to be, that because
this is the VR is not going to die necessarily.
Yeah, but no, wait a minute. He sat there and said that it would. Okay, now I'm not. He has his own opinion. That's perfectly fine. But would this also benefit the PC crowd too? I mean, it is a cheaper set and that stuff. Why do you guys think that Sony should have this, for PC players too?
Absolutely.
No, because of Jim Ryan.
No, he wants to other people. This is a good way of doing it.
What the hell was that?
So to answer that question, yes. If you guys didn't know, actually the PSVR, the original PSVR, was actually used on the PC as well. There were a few mods to be able to get that working on the PC. It actually didn't take that long. I think it took about a week from its release. But the thing is, that was because there were no existing drivers and nothing similar to how the PSVR originally connected up. As I've mentioned, Oculus already created a method of doing VR over a single cable, over a single Type-C cable. So the driver's already there. All you would need is a conversion system between the Oculus output to the PSVR. And I've seen enough PC modding. I know enough PC software engineers to know that will take days, if not a couple of weeks, to develop, because the base system is already there. So I think I can agree. Due to the price, it won't sell very well on PlayStation, but I think the hardware itself is going to still sell well, but for the PC market, because you're getting near, not exactly, but near a index level of quality, but at half the price. So that's my thoughts on that. In fact, I may end up picking up one myself to upgrade from my current Vive, if that's worth anything.
Well, you said it's kind of like Index. So what does Index do better than this kit will?
Okay, so the Index there's a few things that you need to sort of consider when you're talking about VR. So the first thing is screen resolution. So you want as high resolution as possible because you want to minimize what is called the screen door effect. Now, if any of you I'm assuming most of you live in America, you've seen a screen door, right? So you've seen like the lines in a screen door, right? Now imagine having your face pressed up against one. You're gonna see that line. So you want to minimize that. It's the same in a VR headset. Between the pixels, you're going to see these lines, and that's what the screen door effect is. So the higher resolution, you get less of that, which is better. So the Index is very, very high resolution, so good. The second thing is FOV, so your sort of field of view. So how much you can actually see in the headset. The FOV on the Steam, the Valve Index is very good. I think the FOV is slightly smaller on the PSVR 2 from what I've seen on paper, but that also depends on how close the screens are to the face. So we can't say definitively what the FOV. We have the on-paper FOV, not the in-person FOV.
And that also, Adam, that also takes into, I don't think it takes into account, but whether or not, and I know I can't remember if all do this, but some might have sliders to where you can actually adjust the FOV like manually.
So that actually doesn't affect the FOV. That is the.
Well, I don't know what it's called, but
so that doesn't actually affect FOV. That is the iris adjust. So one thing that you need to do with VR to get it very crisp, and this is something that the original PlayStation VR didn't have, but I don't know if the new PSVR 2 has
I don't either. But some of them I know have had it.
You want to basically line up the screens or line up the lenses directly in line with your irises. So I know on my HTC Vive, there is a little scroll adjust on the bottom right-hand corner. Someone in chat just said, yes, it does have that. Yeah. That is for iris adjust. So that's really good. That is something that is very because a lot of people are bothered that it is blurry, and that's because the lenses are not aligned correctly.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that I've noticed not all do. And as far as it being on the PC, yeah, cool. If they make drivers for it, hey, by all means, I'd be all right with investigating it and playing around with it and picking it up.
Honestly, I would prefer official drivers, and I think with Sony's recent sort of like push towards PC, I think we probably
there's a
should
good chance
get them, especially since Sony even put out firmware for the PlayStation 5 controller to the PC as well. There is actually a firmware update you can get on the PC for that.
Yeah, and Steam should automatically update it if you connect it and launch your Steam app. It's like an automatic thing.
Yeah, and that was a collaboration between Valve and Sony. So I'm hoping that if Sony leverage, if they can contact Facebook or just do the connection themselves, the driver themselves, that would be really, really good. But even then, unofficial drivers will likely come out very quickly.
Well, and even then, if the thing has USB capabilities, then for the most part, it should be universal.
Yeah,
and I'm saying that in air quotes.
As I said, Jim, it's using just a high bandwidth Type C.
Yeah.
That is one thing, by the way. If anyone is planning on getting the PlayStation VR 2, you will need what is classed as a high bandwidth Type C cable. So not every Type C cable will work with it.
Yes.
It was an issue that they had with the Oculus Quest as well and the Quest 2.
Yes,
you need a high bandwidth cable.
Doesn't it come with a high bandwidth cable or no?
It does, but if you need more length or anything, because you may be limited to how long it is.
That, and also not all USB-C cables are designed to transmit data and power at the same time. Some are only for charging, while others are data only. And it's a stupid setup. So if you're going to get
so what you're saying is going to be like a Thunderbolt 3 or Thunderbolt 4 port or something?
So what we're saying is, if you're planning on getting a long one, and sorry, Adam, if I cut you off.
No, go ahead. I know what you're about to say.
Absolute sure that it has both data capabilities and power charging capabilities. Mm-hmm. So basically, pretty much all pins are there.
So what is the difference between the cable you're talking about and like a Thunderbolt 4 port or something?
So Thunderbolt is a completely different sort of standard, and that is actually licensed. So that is owned by no, it's Intel. Thunderbolt is Intel.
I could have sworn it was Apple, but if it's Intel, then I stand corrected on that.
It's an Intel talk, but Apple license it. That's the difference.
That would be the why.
That is why they license it for their Macs.
Their Macs and whatnot.
Yeah. So you can't actually use Thunderbolt because of it, so you have to use a Type C high bandwidth Type C cable. I'm getting very tech talky, and I can see people are getting very bored of that. Let's get.
This is essentially like a
good example of what. Here, I gotta.
Wait. Let Luke finish, because I know why you got a lot of questions and that stuff, but I want to get to Callie and Triple and that stuff in here too, and that. So, Luke, go ahead and chime in that.
The entirety of the last 5 or 10 minutes or 2 hours, I don't know how long that was, is why I have zero interest in being a PC gamer. Like, I just want to plug in and play it. That's really all I have to say. I'm not even trying to argue
nothing wrong with that.
Whether what you guys said was right or not right. Or I'm just like, dog, where the game's at.
And the thing is, the nice thing about the PSVR is that it's designed to be plug and play. That's the nice thing. You don't have.
Just a heads up, you're coming in kind of distorted and digitally.
Am I?
Yes.
Your cone, low.
You're coming in perfect.
Now you're coming in better.
That better?
That's perfect. That's beautiful.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I'm with Calirex.
Sorry.
Well, here's the next one. Don't worry. He's going to jump in here.
Just kind of zone out.
Well, Callie, okay. So what's your thoughts on with the PSVR and that stuff, and what people were sitting there saying on Twitter? I think you sat there and said in the DM with me today that you were having a little bit of an issue.
Yeah. So I think the PSVR 2 is a great improvement over original PSVR and over Oculus, because the tech inside is making it way better than both those two VRs. Well, it's not up to the level of the Valve Index or HTC Vives Pro, but at the same time, the controllers are really leaps and bounds over the Oculus Quest 2's controllers and over the PlayStation's original VR controllers. So I kind of just view it as a step up, and in terms of the price, I kind of think that $500 is a really nice price point, because it's not up there with the big $1,000 fucking Valve Index. So, I mean, it's a decent price, because not a lot of people realized how expensive VR gaming is. The only reason a lot of people were attacking the price on Twitter, saying that it's too expensive, was because they don't realize how expensive VR gaming is in general. I mean, for what PlayStation is doing, they're probably going to eat a loss for the VR. I mean, with how much tech they already put in there, and sure, I will admit the games right now are lackluster, so it's not really worth the price right now, because there's nothing to play for it, especially on the PS5. But if that thing can make it popular on the PC because of that cord, and I know people will find a way to make that thing compatible on PC. So if that thing can actually break through and just interrupt Quest 2's sales and make it big on its own, it will become a popular VR.
Callie, let me throw this in there, and I'll throw this to everybody else too. There was a rumor flying around that there might possibly be Half-Life Alyx coming to PSVR. Now, I did hear somebody say today, I think on somebody else's show last night and that stuff, that what is it, Valve or Gabe Newell, who owns Valve, I guess, they're not like in that good of grace with Sony in that. But I mean, would that be a game that you would actually have a ton of people? Holy shit, there's Half-Life Alyx. And it's on the PlayStation. I'm going to get it now. That could bump sales up maybe a little bit.
No, yeah. Half-Life Alyx is considered like one of the top tier VR games in terms of like just how it's made, and like just
I believe it aside from, I think it and Beat Saber are classed as the two greatest VR games of all time. Just depending on who you ask, Beat Saber or Half-Life Alyx are going to be the top one, but they're both going to be like the top two.
And in terms of technicality too, Half-Life Alyx does some really impressive stuff with the finger tracking too, especially.
See, and then somebody from a guy that I work with, he sat there and said there was actually a mod in Half-Life Alyx. It was a John Wick mod, and he was literally going around doing all the things that John Wick. I'm like, yo, what the hell? Seriously? See, that is something that would interest me too.
There is so many games on VR that you would love if that's the case. There is a Beat Saber-esque game, but in the style of John Wick with guns to the music. It's very good. I forget what Pistol Whip is the name of it. You would really like that game. There are certain games that I would love for console players to be able to play, but they couldn't because the original PSVR was not capable of, literally just wasn't physically capable of playing them.
Blade and Sorcery being one of them.
Absolutely. I'm trying to think of other ones.
Pavlov too.
There you go. Yeah, I think Pavlov might not, because Pavlov takes a lot of CS:GO assets, so it's a 50-50 of whether or not that would go through.
I don't know about Half-Life Alyx, but I'm looking forward to Resident Evil Village if they ever release that on the PSVR 2. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
I think they will. Sony made a deal with them because they did it for the last Resident Evil game. I forgot was it? No, not 7. 6. Resident Evil 6. Yeah,
7 has it too, I think, right? Resident Evil 7 VR.
Yeah,
right?
it does. It does. Yeah. It has it on the PC. It's I do not own Resident Evil because I am a scaredy cat and cannot do horror. But it's not the first time someone's asked me if I've played it on VR.
Well, I also want to point out there's some disingenuous bullshit going on on Twitter where people were trying to say that in order to play PlayStation VR, you're going to need to buy a PSVR and a PS5, which is complete bullshit because the only people who will buy the PSVR 2 are people who are already invested in VR. And not only that, and it would just be people who own the PS5 as well. So to say that Sony's making people buy both is really disingenuous.
Well,
yeah, I
and
know.
even then, and even
Triple, and then we'll go right to him.
I know who you're referencing in the quote. If I'm assuming I know who you're referencing in the quote was.
No, there was multiple people going around with that.
Yeah. So I mean, like, yes and no, because if people genuinely do have an interest in VR, especially as new adopters, then sure you will have to drop 1,000. But the question is how many is more the question. And for those, the one that said to experience the full PS5 experience, you got to pay 1,000. I was like, not everyone cares for VR, so why would you group that into the pricing? But
Can you tell me that person's name in the chat here, in our chat? The private chat and that stuff, because I want to see if it's the same person I'm thinking of.
Yeah, totally.
Same here.
But Jim, what did you want to say about
that?
I
was gonna say,
I had a conversation
Sony is going to be making a standalone version anyways, so I highly doubt you're gonna need to buy both because that would just be completely counterproductive to what Sony's doing.
I don't believe they're making a standalone one, but
I've been seeing prices for it already. It should be coming around in February. I'll see if I can dig it up for you.
If you can, that'd be great because I've not seen that.
Yeah, because it was listing the PSVR by itself, PSVR with PS5 bundle, and then I think it was listing for the PS5 itself.
Wait, yeah, I thought they already announced that's the $550 price is the standalone.
Yeah.
They do have a bundle. So
Yeah,
when I heard
the bundles with the game, not with the bundles with the game.
Is with the game. It's not with the console.
With the console, yeah. So that's already a thing.
That's fine. Sorry, I for a second I was going to be really confused of like, what do you mean by a standalone?
I thought it was like Oculus Quest version or something. I was like, wait,
yeah, that's what I thought. I was like, wait, that's the first time I'm hearing this.
You know, when I say standalone, Adam, I'm talking in terms as IT technical.
No,
you know,
I
the
did
terms
not know that was what you meant. I gotta be honest. Sorry.
All good.
But yeah. So a lot of people are complaining about the price of this, saying that it's $550. But I mean, the first thing I would do is just ask you to Google any other good, and I mean good VR headset. They're
going to be at least that.
Technically,
not to mention Oculus just increased the price of the Quest 2 up to $500.
The only reason the Oculus the Quest is so cheap is because you're selling your data to Facebook. They make their money through selling your data. That's why it's so cheap.
Well, the Quest Pro ain't cheap. It's $1,600.
Oh no, I wasn't talking about the Quest Pro. I was talking about like the Quest 2. Sorry, the Quest Pro is $1,600, as you just mentioned. Like. You look at the Valve Index, which is like I think starts at $1,000 just for like the base kit. I think it's like $1,200 for everything. You look at the new Meta Quest Pro, which is $1,600. You look at the Primax 8K, which is $2,200 for the full set. Like when you start like quantifying it in terms of those, you see just how actually really good price the $550 actually is. I mean, even other headsets in the same price bracket, being like the Oculus CV1, which only has front cameras, which was the issue with the original PSVR, or you're looking at like used Vives, OG Vives, their resolution. The reason I'm looking to upgrade is because the resolution just isn't on par. And so is the frame rate. It's only a 90 hertz compared to the 120 of the new one of the PSVR 2. Like that's where the price bracket is. I saw some people. So Glorious Kev was someone was having a conversation with, sort of debate with on Twitter, was that it costs more than the console. And the thing is, though, is that I don't think Sony.
Website?
I don't think Sony could actually have made it cheaper. And the reason I say that is because you have to consider their profit margin is based on the previous one. And let's be honest, how many people bought the original PSVR? Probably a lot more than general VR, but let's be honest, compared to like the number of PlayStation 4 Pros and PlayStation 4s, it's not going to be a lot of people. So they're probably estimating like maybe some people buy like 10, 15 games for VR. And if you account for, say, like $10 per game, which is generally like the profit that Sony makes on these games, about $10 per game, you're looking at like $150 there, like generally. And this headset, normally, if it was a standalone for PC, would be something like $600 to $700. So $550, if it's a $700 headset, absolutely makes sense, and that would be where they're breaking even.
Well, I have a hypothesis, and I want to see if anyone agrees with me here. Okay, I've been saying for the longest time that there's rumors that Apple is going to throw their hat in the ring for VR, AR. Google's just hell bent on it. Of course, Facebook sort of restructured their whole freaking business model around it. So everyone is trying to push this whole metaverse, version of the internet, internet version 2.0, if you will. And whereas Microsoft is happy being an app and a software strictly company, I don't think Sony is. And I think Sony's looking and trying to read the tea leaves and is going ahead and putting their first forays with the PSVR and the VR2 into the rink. And they know that, okay, if this whole metaverse thing takes off, that people will need a hardware to access it, and they want to be the hardware developer for that. So I think this is one of the main reasons also why Sony is still doing it, even though the PSVR did not have as much success as you said. Just to keep themselves relevant.
Successful enough. Yeah. That's the thing.
Yes, but I don't think it was successful enough to warrant a lower price point. And I think why is you make a very good point there, because if I am right in saying that they are willing to break even with this headset, they're probably looking to break even in terms of gaming, but then make their profits within the metaverse. I think that's a very good reasoning. But even then, I think 550 is still probably. I think the lowest they could probably sell this for realistically is like 500. Like, just knowing the hardware that's in here, I think at the current time, maybe not a couple of years down the line when it's cheaper to develop, but like at the current time, 500 is probably like the lowest I would consider.
I would even go as far as to say that 20 years from now, that what you're looking at is the next PlayStation, the hardware would maybe 20 years plus from now, that will be your PlayStation. It will be like a sort of goggles or something that you put on, as opposed to like a set-top box, going in the future, maybe even sooner than that. So, but yeah.
Okay. I know we only got about 35 more minutes. So I want to jump into this last topic real quick. I don't have no more video, so I'm not even going to put another video up there. So I'll let Loke be the center of attention here. He's the big guy.
The bald guy, right?
Yeah, he's above everybody else, so he's king shit. So we do what he tells us to do.
Even though I've been here longer than him, yeah, right.
Hell, I've been here longer than you.
Digital again.
It's sarcasm, man. Come on.
Hey, you know what? I'm gonna pull the card. I've known you longer.
Not found.
Actually, Callie has known me. Callie and Adam have probably known me the longest. I've known Triple for a while because I was actually on Callie's podcast on a Saturday night with Triple and that stuff. That's why I was like, I know somebody who I think I could get to maybe do the podcast with us. And that's why I asked Triple. So, but okay.
I feel like chopped liver.
Enough me kissing ass and all this other stuff.
Rotten chopped liver.
Everybody's nice and rosy red.
No, Wise, you're just Indian.
Oh my God, where's the show going?
Liver and curry sauce. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, it's going to
the last one
damaged.
Here. Okay.
Liver tikka masala.
We have Edios Montreal. And Callie, I wanted Callie to
Eidos,
jump in
not
on
Edios.
this.
Eidos.
Eidos, Edios, whatever
No,
it
but they
is.
can be called
They're
idiots.
with the Embracer group and that stuff. Okay, so they're coming over to help with Playground and Playground doing Fable, the Fable remake and that stuff. Now, Crystal Dynamics is also helping out the initiative with Perfect Arc. I'm not going to get into, are these companies in trouble and that stuff? Because in all honesty, I mean, what was it? The Last of Us 2 had like 14 developers working on that, and those weren't all with Sony. So, I mean, they do get contractors to come out and, help and whatever it is and that stuff. But the thing is that what I want to ask is, with them helping Fable, trying to be basically Fable, is this a good thing for Playground? Because we all know Playground does the Forza series and that stuff, or the Forza Horizon series. This is their first time getting into, an open world game, an RPG, type of game and that stuff. Do you think that they maybe bit off a little bit more than they could chew, and that's the reason why Eidos, whatever it is, Eidos there, came in to help?
Eidos.
So I'm going to go triple.
Adios, baby.
Yeah, that's what I meant to say. Triple. I mean, your thoughts on this, and I'm going to go to Luke, and then I'll just come right back around that stuff. So, Triple? What's your thoughts on that?
So as you mentioned, or hell, looking at the God of War, like getting assistance from other studios, this is part of the industry. So that news alone really isn't concerning at all. Really, it just means like, hey, we're getting the help we need, which is some of the issues. I think if you look back at Halo, you could argue they possibly had staffing issues among others. So hearing that they're reaching out and trying to get help properly, then that's all the better. So hoping they just go through it with whatever issues. So no, I don't have any concerns. Really just gonna let the game speak for itself when it comes out. That's kind of why I'm not too much of a fan of hearing a development process of games, because any news people will quickly assume it's negative versus just part of the process. So I'll just wait.
Is it me, or is there like a lot of background noise? I was just wondering.
Yeah.
It probably is. It is me. I am sweating so bad, and it's November.
Callie.
Oh,
it's
are
Callie.
you
You a minute, went away.
Oh,
Here.
Yeah. Okay, never mind.
Sorry,
Fan, you're doing a good job.
My PC is being all staticky. You're probably hearing that.
Excuse me. So, yeah.
Luke, what is your thoughts on this? Is this with the help from Edios? I mean, do you think Playground maybe got into something that they?
How many times do you have to say it's Eidos?
Eidos. I just like saying
say I and then say DOS.
DOS. Eidos. Okay.
Close enough.
You need some eye dose for your eyes there, buddy?
Eye dose.
What is your thoughts on this whole process and this stuff going on in that?
It is the biggest nothing burger. Triple nailed it. Everyone does it. It's not a metric that can be used to predict
your body
positive or negative outcomes. I am worried about Fable though. That's because
that static is horrendous.
Yeah,
you're kind of roboting.
Like crazy. Yeah,
I've been telling him that for the last 5 minutes now, and
Jim,
yeah,
that's fine.
Jim, the pot cannot speak to the kettle.
No, but Jim, the kettle can call the pot black just as the kettle is black as well.
Okay, I'm not touching that with a 40-foot pole.
I'm staying out of this.
I'm staying away.
Jim, you picked those words.
What the hell just happened?
I'm just saying.
Basically, white oppression. Look, don't take it as white oppression.
Wait. Okay. No. I was saying I am worried about the game because of the developers. Playground are amazing at making driving games. I'm not sure they've done anything besides that. It would concern me the same way if someone said From Software is making a shooter. It's not a comment on Playground's previous games.
Did you have problems with Guerrilla making an open world game?
The fact that I've never seen them do anything besides what they do now with driving games. So yeah, I am worried for the game.
Did you have the same reservations?
Sorry?
Did you have problems? Did you have reservations with Guerrilla when they went from first person to open world?
Actually, I could counter that wise. They didn't just make first person shooters. They actually made other stuff before they were bought by Sony.
Oh, okay.
So they did experiment before.
Also, Guerrilla made Horizon, right?
Well, to be fair, I mean, I don't.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wise.
Yeah.
Wise. Are you talking about Horizon?
But before that, they made only Killzone. Yes.
Hang on.
Yes, like before then, they only made Killzone.
Yes, and you're asking
No. They didn't just make Killzone. They made a few other games for other platforms.
All right. Point is, was I worried when they were making Horizon? I guess I was, and hot take, I was right.
What are you talking about? Horizon was a good game. What are you talking about?
It's mid as fuck.
Oh my god! Okay.
One of the most forgettable games ever.
Okay, I've got a. Did you do all of the story or did you just play the gameplay? Question.
What, Horizon?
Yeah.
Gameplay.
Okay, because he is right. The gameplay is mid as fuck. It's the same for Forbidden West. However, the story is banging. The story is banging across the two games. The gameplay is generic as hell. It's like stereotype, like basic as bitch, right? But the story and if like you go into like the different like sub stories and everything like that, actually really really good. That's the reason I like Horizon.
I'll give it a go as soon as I finish my backlog. Promise.
If you're willing to, like and you're willing to like find the codex and finding like the small snippets of story, it's actually really in depth. The world building of Horizon, Forbidden West, and the original Zero Dawn is really good. But I absolutely agree with you. The gameplay is just basic. It's just kind of not amazing, but it's fine.
How can you say no to robot dinosaurs? Like,
I'm sure
I didn't say no
that
to
agrees with me.
robot
I'm
animals.
just saying.
No to like basic normal,
I'm just saying.
like,
When I said that, I was expecting everyone to just hate on it. I'm shocked. That even
we hate you anyways. That's not the point.
Horizon?
But
I know. I still
took
love
me
the
a
games.
second.
I love the games for their story, but I absolutely agree with you that the gameplay is not amazing.
Gameplay. Yeah, I was gonna say real quick. A friend of mine's like hopped on it early on. I was like, "Is that just a boat?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm good." Most of the boat action, but yeah, the gameplay's okay.
I mean, wow, it's not one aspect of it. I mean, you're talking about like the sum. What do they say? The sum is greater than the whole is greater than the sum of the parts.
Wait, Wise. It is a video game, and the gameplay is mid. This is just brush over that. It's fine. It's fine.
Not bad. It's just
It's
basic.
The medium is gaming. The game is mid.
Okay, let me ask you this.
That's fair.
How exactly do you evolve that kind of gameplay? It's not like really.
You can't. That's the problem.
Give me
you
like
can't
an
really do much with
AK-47
But
and
it's like,
no.
it's like it's fine. Like the gameplay is just the epitome of fine. But it's the story where Horizon, and I think Horizon would have been better as say a TV show or a movie than it does a game.
No, I definitely agree.
Half of Sony's exclusive.
I mean, you could make the same point for the Spider-Man game. I mean,
absolutely, you absolutely could make that point because they both kind of just pull in for the Batman sort of combat.
No, but I disagree with that one because Spider-Man, the moment-to-moment gaming, especially like traversal, dude, it's so kinetic and it's the gameplay in itself is engaging. Someone asked, "How do you evolve the gameplay?" Dude, play Elden Ring. All right, it is exactly the same thing as Dark Souls 3. But they evolve the damn thing.
You've got
you find yourself sweating and your heart is pounding outside your chest. In Horizon, I'm falling asleep, and then the character won't shut up. I'm sorry. I hope this doesn't come off as sexist, but the character won't shut up. They won't shut up. It's monologuing every 5 seconds. I'm like, okay, fuck it. Let me put on Colin Cowherd and listen to a podcast or something, because this is driving me nuts.
You just do not like Aloy, man. No, I definitely understand. Like,
I thought it was Andrea. I was sure during today's podcast, I said Andrea like 10 times, and then someone corrected me and said it's Eloy. That was crazy.
The last thing I just gotta say, not to turn into a rise up. Well, I agree with Adam, where it's like the gameplay is okay, like it's not the best, but it's really the story and the lore behind the world. But I'm a go quiet now.
Look, are you into choking when you get freaky with your significant other?
Let's not go there.
What?
Let me say this. Let me say this real quick and that stuff. Okay, I understand exactly what Adam is sitting there saying and Luke is sitting there saying. The first Horizon, I enjoyed the living hell out of it. I put 100 hours into that. I platinumed it. The thing is, when those guys sit there and they're saying about gameplay and that, there was stuff in there that just annoyed the living crap out of me. I mean, the swimming part, that there was, or I shouldn't even say swimming. She wanted to swim, but she was getting stuck in a ravine and that, and trying to jump up and that. And here I thought, okay, they have to sit there and they have to fix some of this stuff. They have to. The game's supposed to be better in that.
That's because no chick, whether real or virtual, wants to get wet around you, Doom. That's why.
But very true. But here, listen. So the thing is I'm sitting there and I'm playing it, and all of a sudden I'm taking on like that gigantic turtle, the hippo animals and that stuff, and I'm sitting there and jumping around trying to get away, getting stuck in trees, getting stuck behind rocks, getting stuck in the water and that. And I do get the gameplay. The gameplay, it didn't improve from the first one. The story is phenomenal. I really, really love the story and that stuff. But the gameplay, it's like, seriously, you guys, you couldn't improve upon what you already have. You just couldn't make it even better in that stuff, because there were parts.
Are you saying Forbidden West is DLC?
Wait a minute.
Wait
a minute. No. Why am I not surprised? Why am I not surprised that a person who pronounces Eidos as Edios gets stuck behind a rock? Why am I not surprised?
Why? When I played Forbidden West, I fell through the floor twice. Right? There is a clip of me playing Horizon Zero Dawn. There is a clip of me on Twitch. I don't know if it's still there because I'm.
World, that's all. You just found the minus world.
Right. There's a clip of me on Twitch playing Zero Dawn, where I was holding the correct controls, as in like, okay, I need to hold onto this ledge, I need to hold right and jump, just to jump to this other ledge. Aloy refused to do it 10 times, right? Did not do it. Did not do the animation. I did exactly the same thing 10 times, and only on the 10th time did it actually work. The exact same like control movements, right? I played part of Forbidden West and got stuck in a car because I'd got hit by a what's the one that fires like lightning out of its ass? I can't remember it. I think it's a Scrounger or one of those. It fired. I was standing on a car. Next thing I know, I'm inside the car trying to jump out, and it would not let me.
So what you're saying is you're having a hard time making a woman do what you want her to do.
Everything has to be a sex
I'm not.
Yes, thank you, Callie. Thank you. I appreciate that.
I'm not saying anything. I'm just making a point. He says he can't make her do what he wants her to do. I'm just repeating what he said.
He thinks it's a Sunday show, and it's not.
Oh, man.
And I thought he got a lot of it out on Sunday, but apparently he has way more backed up. He is really backed up since June.
I didn't say anything. Oh, keep going, please. Also, tell me more about the woman that's saying doing what you want. Come on, please tell me. And tell me, Doom, about how hard it is getting stuck behind a rock. Those rocks come out of nowhere.
Listen, what Adam was sitting there describing, okay, you go into the cauldrons, okay, and whoever's played it, they know about the cauldrons and that. There was one where you actually slid down, right? And I slid down and actually slid through the floor and got
a lot of sliding
stuck underneath in the game underneath the floor that I couldn't jump up or do anything. It was like you sitting there playing a multiplayer map and you're underneath the map. And it's like, I'm like, what the hell is going on here? And this game came out in February. I didn't play this game until June. So I'm figuring, okay, all the bugs and whatever. And I kept on, I listened to or watch Mystic Ryan every Tuesday and Friday. And he was always giving the updates on, hey, this patch came out for Horizon, this one. I'm like, okay, by June, I should be good. And listen, I'm not sitting there saying that I had all these kinds of issues. It was a little issue here, a little issue there, and that stuff. The thing with the rock and that stuff is me sitting there. Listen, it might be the way that I play the game. I play games extremely aggressive. Okay, I don't stand around, and especially like multiplayer games, I'm running around like a chicken with its head cut off, and I don't give a crap about my KD ratio. I want to kill you, not in a gaming sense, not in real world or whatever. Whoever's listening to this, but that's just the way I play. I play extremely aggressive. My buddy, buddy was, I think it was last week or 2 weeks ago, and that stuff when we were finishing up the videos and that, I was sitting there and he's like, yo, he says, I didn't even try 3/4 of the weapons that are in Horizon. I'm like, are you kidding me? I said, I tried every single weapon. I fell in love with that staff that would sit there and break apart into 3. And it was actually one of your, what is it? Your abilities and that stuff. Your staff would break apart into 3 and dive bomb. It was freaking great, man. I love it. Kaylee, how you doing?
I mean,
look, a big Horizon fan.
I know, like the Horizon. I love Horizon's world building and everything like that. Okay, like just to reiterate, we all seem to really love the world building. It's just the gameplay's kind of me.
All I hear is a bunch of men who can't control a woman. That's all I hear.
No.
Why do you want to talk about?
Okay. Do you want to talk about control?
Man, Lara Croft is very obedient. That's all.
I think we should bring this back into the actual topic.
Nah, screw it. We're talking about this now.
Well, Callie wanted to say a lot on this. So let me, I know I'm cutting everybody off, but Callie, what did you want to say about this whole thing? And people were actually sitting there. I saw a tweet with you and Slow-Mo about, Slow-Mo was saying that Crystal Dynamics and Edios, whatever the hell it is, Montreal, that Xbox, after the ABK deal, might be sitting there and purchasing them. So, I mean, what is your thoughts on this?
Okay, so I don't think Microsoft is going to purchase them at all, because first, I don't think Embracer is going to sell them at all, and secondly, I think what the fuck is that?
What? Whose phone is that? I'm cutting your ass off.
Wise. It's wise.
It's wise, but yeah, okay. So back to train of thought. Okay. So yeah, I don't think they're going to sell them at all, because Embracer doesn't really sell their studios. And first of all, I think the partnerships that were made with Crystal Dynamics to help out on what was it, Perfect Dark, and Edios Montreal to help on Fable were made before the sale. Because remember, there are rumors going around that Square Enix was looking to sell portions of their shares in their studios to other companies. So it wouldn't be that far off base to just guess that maybe Square made these deals before, and that maybe Embracer are just honoring these deals and just like fulfilling out these partnerships with these other games. But yeah, I mean, a lot of people are just wildly speculating just because, of course, Microsoft's in acquisition mode. So they think that they're just going to just buy these studios, no problem, which if you're going to think about legally wise, it wouldn't really make much sense for Microsoft to tell another company to buy X, Y, and Z studios just to hold them and then sell them later. I'm pretty sure that's going to get the eye of the government, of any government, on you, especially when you're acquiring a big publisher as Activision.
Wait. Okay. Wait a second here. What? So, Callie, I'm reading the chat, and I see Lo putting something in here, but continue on with what you were saying. Or did I lose everybody?
I'm done.
Is everybody still here?
Yeah, we're here.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
'cause I was gonna say somebody. Lo
we're here.
Kitchen came back in and that stuff. Okay, so all right. Well then, Jim, what's your 2 cents on? With them helping out with Fable and that stuff. I mean, did you've played any of the Fables before?
Not that I can recall, but I don't really like. I can't remember if it's a PlayStation only game or not. But I usually don't do the console games unless they're on the PC. Then I might look into them.
Jim, you
Gasp,
should know
I
that's
know.
an Xbox game, not a PlayStation game. Oh my god!
I said
Shock and
console.
There's
horror.
not much knowledge he has.
I can't wait for the comments to come my way now. Holy shit!
I said the word console.
I know, yeah, but that the people, they're not going to hear that. They're going to say,
I know.
Did you say PlayStation game? Yeah. So,
They're gonna assume, and you know what they say about assuming.
What?
It makes an ass out of you and me.
Okay. I've never
Well,
heard
considering that both of you are already asses, what difference is it going to make?
I know.
Oh my god, Adam, help out here. What is your thoughts on this?
So while I've never had an Xbox, so I've never actually played Fable. I do get the premise of Fable. IDOS, I do like IDOS. It is IDOS. I'm just gonna say that again. Because they made sort of the Deus Ex series. They worked on the Guardians of the Galaxy game, which I haven't played yet, but actually went and picked up a couple
Very good
last
game.
week. I picked that up last week, pre-owned, but because I've been stuck here, I haven't been able to play it yet. It's just sitting downstairs. So yeah, like you've got like IDOS's sort of like pedigree is very, very good in terms of RPGs. But I mean, I can completely understand. Is it Lick? I'm gonna try this again.
Yeah,
I
it's
hope I
Lick.
get it right. Okay,
It's
Lick.
Lick.
That's another
Cool.
$5, Doom. That's another $5.
Okay, I don't know. I'm sorry.
I will not correct you because it's my benefit. So keep going, dude.
I just don't know.
Okay.
Anyway, Mr. Seven, I'm gonna call you then.
He likes the Lick better.
It was genuine. I didn't know.
It
I didn't
doesn't
know
count.
It was an
He
I.
likes
The
me.
guest
He likes the
doesn't
Lick
say it.
better.
Anyway,
Wise, I don't get the $5 if the guest doesn't say it. Settle down.
Okay, sorry.
No, what I was gonna say is I completely understand where he's coming from though, in terms of like being worried for the game because, just because while yes, bringing a studio in is completely normal, for the gaming industry, we've seen it many times. How much of the game has already been developed, by the original studio? Is it Playground? Did you say it was?
Yeah, Playground.
It depends on how much has already been done. Because if not much has been done, and we get sort of like IDOS's sort of like experience with like RPGs and stuff like that coming in, giving a lot of opinions and stuff like that from like not scratch but early on, that could be really good. But if it's quite late on, I'm worried how much IDOS can sort of pull back in terms of like any problems, and that's the sort of area I'm in. So I can absolutely see the reason why Mr. Seven would be worried, because I kind of am as well, just slightly.
Adam doesn't want me to get another $5.
No,
like you, Adam.
no.
Wise, take us out. You got 5 minutes to get your stuff over, and then we're gonna get out of here and that stuff. So
this shit, I'm out.
I got 5 minutes to get my stuff over. That's exactly what my wife said. Okay. Anyhow,
go for it.
All right. So here's the thing. Like next year, the first games that are coming out from Microsoft first party studios is that we know of Starfield and Redfall. Fable
Midfall.
is, well, whatever. This is like the first big IP that's coming out from a non-publisher entity from Xbox. This is somebody, they bought Playground independently. They bought all these other smaller development houses independently. So this is like a true Microsoft studio, and this is a beloved franchise. So Microsoft cannot afford this game to falter under any circumstances. So I think what they're doing is they're just trying to make sure that, Playground, even though they're good with open world, they know how to make a open world third person game. And Eidos Montreal, from their pedigree, has developed has developed third person games. So I think it's a wise move from them, because, as you said, this is a new genre for Playground they're not aware of, or they may not be aware of all of the shortcomings that the genre might have. And Microsoft knows how critical this game is to hit, because Fable is big. I mean, Fable, to be honest with you, the first game, when it first came out, it was good, but it was meh in gameplay. But from rose-tinted glasses, it has aged well, especially Fable 2. So I feel that Microsoft knows that the pressure that this game has, and that if it doesn't hit the way it should hit and get the critical success that they're looking for, that they are going to be facing quite a bit of backlash. So yeah, that's all I got for that.
Let me see here. I just hope they do Fable right. I love the first two. The third one was all right. The first two, the second one was great. It's actually in a upcoming video I'll be putting out hopefully in the next week or two and that stuff. So, but that's that. I just want great games. That's it. I don't give a crap who's doing them and that stuff. So,
and please don't put any rocks in your game, because Doom will get stuck behind them.
Yeah, or chickens or whatever else in that.
Water.
Oh boy. All right. Well, that is going to do it for us tonight. We're going to get to what we've been playing, and then we'll get everybody's outros, and we'll get out of here and that stuff. So, Adam, since you are our first time guest, what have you been playing lately?
So I've actually been playing Mario and Rabbids Sparks of Hope. Funny enough, that's the game I'm playing at the moment, which is a game that people are not talking about, which I'm really upset about, because it's actually really good.
You should be playing Sackboy on PC.
Garfield.
No, I'm good.
Adam, don't make me go over there.
No, it's not because I don't want to. It's not because I don't want to. It's because I'm stuck with my laptop at the moment and it cannot run it. So,
play it on the Steam Deck.
I don't have a Steam Deck.
Get one, damn it!
I can't afford one at the moment. Kind of looking to pay for a holiday, so I can't do that at the moment. Anyway, yeah, I'm playing Sparks of Hope. Really good game. If you guys don't know, the Mario and Rabbids game is kind of like a XCOM meets Mario meets the Rabbids. It sounds like it would be a terrible game. Actually, really good. I'm very early in the game. I'm only on the second world out of, I think there's like 6 worlds generally. So yeah, it's really good. That's what I'm playing.
Okay. Let me see here. Callie, what you been playing lately?
I've actually been going back to the PS3 and buying up some games and playing them. I'm actually playing through one game with Official Slick, or as Adam knows him as Matt. And yeah, me and him are going through this one game right now, Transformers War for Cybertron.
Ooh. Oh, good game. Good game.
Yep. And,
how far have you gotten?
Well, we're halfway through the Decepticon campaign right now.
Oh, cool. I love that game.
Yep. It's really fun. And I'm a huge Transformers fan, especially of the G1 era. And I absolutely fucking hate Michael Bay's era of Transformers with a fucking passion.
Ooh. Oh. Damn.
Yeah,
no,
so
fair enough.
I mean, he practically ruined the franchise.
Me and you could be really good, really close friends, because I'm a Transformer
I'm very
collector. Happy. Wow. I mean, I have so many G1 stuff. It's crazy. I haven't got the collector's edition.
I only got into the
version.
G1 era because I actually grew up with the Cybertron and Energon shows.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I grew up with that animated movie. So
which one?
The one
I
with
have summoned you
Galvatron.
here for a purpose.
I'm going to interrupt everybody. Luke, do you have to get out of here? Because if you do, I'll give you the time. You can tell us what you've been playing.
No. I'm good. Whenever it's convenient for you, just yeah. I'm good.
Okay, Callie, continue, and then I'll get right to Luke after this.
But I've been buying up a lot of PS3 games. I'm planning on playing through all the Spider-Man games. I got Spider-Man Web of Shadows, Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions, Spider-Man Edge of Time. I'm planning on going through those as well. And I also bought a Deadpool game for PS4.
MGS4 on PS3. Did you get it? Have you played it?
No. I mean, I'm not really a big fan of Metal Gear Solid.
See,
I did get it through PS Plus, so I do have it.
Metal Gear Solid you suggest is 4 and not 3. I'm surprised. Like
get the collection like I got. But I think like all of them just about. Minus Acid and this and the other. I don't know.
You know what? I might, but I'm kind of in that collecting mode where I want like individual cases for the artwork.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. Metal Gear Solid was a really good movie. I love that. I love it for the movie was great,
bro.
Crap, what is that called? I think this is
Wait a minute. Let me get the man that probably is like 2-3 o'clock in the morning. His stuff.
It's 3 a.m.
Am I correct?
It's 3 a.m.
3 a.m. Let's get him out of here because he needs to go to sleep and that stuff.
24 hours.
Oh, he doesn't need to go to sleep.
Tell everybody what you've been playing lately and that stuff. And you know what? If you need to get out of here, just go ahead and do your outro. And then, like I did last week, I put all your Patreon and YouTube stuff into the chat. But go ahead.
Seriously, I need to talk to Ham about figuring out how much of a cut we're gonna give you. Jeez. Anyways, I've been playing Tale Requiem. I thought I was doing well because I'm on chapter 7, and then Ham said there's like 18 chapters or something. So I'm not sure I'm gonna finish it before God of War comes out, but we'll see. I'm playing a bit of Football Manager 2022 as well. I'm a bit sad because I'm gonna have to abandon my save because
you mean Soccer Manager?
Whatever, man. The next one is out next week on Tuesday. I've got it preloaded on Steam. But anyways, that's what I've been playing. And my outros, at TSWS Gaming on YouTube. It's all the information's there. As soon as you go there, just like, subscribe, ring the bell, and we have our show literally like 2 hours before the Doomslayers Den. So just get yourself a big bucket of KFC and start eating. You watch ours, and then you go, and then you jump.
That's sort of racist in a way if you think about it.
That kind of
it's countryist. It's countryist. It's basically I'm judging everyone here that's American, so it's countryist.
I live in America.
And I had plantains.
Yeah, whatever, man. Everyone just deal with getting triggered by me. Just deal with it. Send me the bill for you.
I'm English. I'm happy.
So it's 2 o'clock. Hey, look. Hey, Lick, I got a question for you. Since it's 2 o'clock in the morning and you're gonna go out and go collect your money from your workers, I want to wish that I hope your pimp hand is strong.
My workers.
I hope your pimp hand is stronger than your mic is tonight.
Christ.
Oh my.
Anyways,
God.
I have a quick rant here that I asked Doom.
Go for it.
Here goes. Apologies in advance for the people I'm going to offend.
No, you're not.
God of War Ragnarok is a day one for me, but I'll be done with it in a week. The story might be great, but I'd be lying if I said I was expecting something worth replaying. I won't be playing Ragnarok for over a month like Elden Ring, or thinking about it at work as I make a report and file purchases. That won't happen. God of War will not be spoken about at the end of this generation. It was built to run on the base PS4, so keep that in mind. And for those reasons, I don't think it should be Game of the Year. Let's all enjoy Ragnarok for what it is, a very good game, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Who is snoring?
Bye.
Elden Ring forgot. He said bye.
That was his rant. Yeah, that
I'm
was
sorry.
his rant.
Elden Ring's
I'm sorry. I was just taking a nap. Is he done? I'm sorry.
Yes,
he's
yeah.
done. He's done, yeah.
All right. Let me see here. Who do I need
Any, mini, mighty, mo.
Triple, you go, and then Jim and Wise, and then I'll give everybody else their outro.
You know what? Make Triple go last because he likes Destiny.
I mean, I'm fine with that. I'll let everybody have their piece.
Triple, just go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of Destiny,
tonight.
That's basically what I've been playing is just Destiny, trying to get through the Halloween event, Slay the Spire every now and then, and I just hopped back into Gears Tactics and realized why I stopped playing because I was playing low experience to get my ass beat, so I lowered it to like intermediate, and then I beat the level.
Did you already beat that other horror game you were playing through?
I did beat Scorn. I haven't been back to Evil Within because I've been busy personally. Yeah, so I do need to hop back onto Evil Within at some point. But yeah, that's yeah.
Jim?
Just kind of playing around with flashing lights again. Not really playing many games at the moment.
Flashlight or flashlights?
It's a game. Flashing lights.
Oh, I thought you said flashlights.
Oh, here we go.
I mean, I can go find some of those too.
Okay.
If you really want them, Wise.
We're trying to make this kid safe here. Okay.
Oops.
What the
like your 12-year-old doesn't know what a flashlight is. Come on.
Yeah.
Now. What do you think this
I don't have a
into
12-year-old. I have a 6-year-old. No, he does not.
Sure.
Jim, are you done with your games? Don't you have?
I mean, I've just been mostly working on trying to make my own game, and also playing the Get a Job simulator, which is finally now complete. The job has just become official. So
Congratulations on that.
Yeah. Thank you.
Wise, what you been playing?
Well, I've been playing Resident Evil 8. I got the gold edition on the PS5 and been going through that and just basically buying my time until God of War Ragnarok comes out on Wednesday. Just stoked for that. Also been playing Bayonetta 3 on the Switch, all 10 frames per second of it. But yeah, and I'm also like Jim developing my own game so I can play with myself. So yeah,
you're developing a game.
Yeah, I'm developing a game so I can play with myself. Yeah.
Okay, let's get on with the outros, shall we?
He's so young, so innocent.
Sunday, I got to bring back the Sunday show because Wise seriously needs to get all this out. I need to drain him of all.
The wife is not working tomorrow, so don't worry. I'm gonna get it all out.
Okay.
Extremely bad. That sounds extremely horrible. Anyway.
All right. So Wise, we'll start with you. Why don't you tell everybody where they can find you?
You can find me in the. Sorry. Okay. You can find me on this show on Friday evenings, and also you can find me Tuesday nights on Gaming After Dark at 9 p.m. Eastern. You can follow me on Twitter, WiseOldGamer with Z, and of course PlayStation and Xbox. And happy God of War Ragnarok week to everybody next week. So,
yay! Adam, where can everybody find you?
Like I said at the beginning of the stream, you can find me at It's Adam Berman on Twitter. I don't really do the YouTubes or the Twitch things anymore, but you might find me on them under Adam B or Adam B Stream. Depends if I feel like it. Yeah, that's basically it.
Okay, we wish you a very speedy recovery and that stuff from COVID and that. So
yeah,
really quick.
I've had COVID the whole time here. I've actually been muting myself to cough. Oh, and by the way, God of War Ragnarok is going to be amazing. I pre-ordered it and it'll be here on Wednesday. So
are you sure you're not going to be bored with it?
The best time to have COVID is right now. COVID is great. Yeah, COVID is great. You don't get. I mean, everyone leaves you the fuck alone. You get your me time. You get to sit in front of your game. When I got COVID.
Well, it sucks when you lose your taste buds.
Oh fuck, who needs to eat, right? You know what I'm saying? You know?
I didn't lose my taste buds. Thank
Well,
God I
you
didn't
can
lose
still
my
eat.
taste
You
buds.
just not gonna be
You
able
can't
to
taste
also-
anything. You
No,
can't-
Yeah.
no, you don't. Not necessarily. I didn't lose my taste buds, but I did lose my appetite. Like
I did have a
didn't
friend
want
that I did have a
like-
friend that lost his taste buds.
I was
Oh, shit.
worried I was going to lose my taste buds
did it
because
get better?
I'm already on a diet and I already have to eat just chicken, so I'm already like I need some taste somewhere. I'd get really depressed if it was like no taste.
Oh,
I had a
man.
friend who lost his wife. Like literally, he got COVID and she started cheating on him.
Oh God.
Okay, Triple, tell everybody where they can find you and your channel and all that stuff.
Yeah. So you can. Oh my gosh, you can find me on YouTube, and the Twitters and the Twitch is crying because YouTube and Twitter spoiled God of War for me. Triple Combo Gaming. So yeah, still gonna pick it up. Still gonna try to enjoy it. Still gonna cry myself to sleep until it comes out. Just thanks. I mean, just a small rant. I searched up Evil West and YouTube was like, "Hey, so this God of War spoiler. Check it out." I was like, "What the fuck, bro?"
Oh yeah, YouTube's been doing
So,
that for some reason.
Yeah.
Whenever you look up one
so-
thing, something else pops up completely different.
Exactly. But yeah, it's yeah. So yeah.
Jim, where can everybody find you at?
On Twitter, Jim74656, here every Friday and Sunday. And yeah, that's more or less it. And on our Discord as well. And yeah, if you hadn't already done so, just if you like the content, give us a like. If you want to subscribe, do that. But yeah.
That's not how you say it. That's not how you say it.
I don't even understand it. No, I don't care.
Wise, I'm not like most of these YouTubers who beg for that bullshit.
Yeah, if they like
If
the
people
content,
like the content, they should just hit the like button.
No, you're supposed to say,
Yeah.
you subscribe, damn it, or I'll find you who you are.
Or you just say, subscribe if you like it. Just get a little
I
idea.
have
But
it
you
up
don't have to.
You know what?
Okay.
Subscribe or I'll cap it. I'll cap a motherfucker.
Okay,
Yeah,
fine.
like,
Then
share,
here,
and
I'll
subscribe.
fix it. If you don't subscribe, I'll send Wise the math teacher after you, and he'll give you more homework to
I
do.
don't want that happening.
End up with a
Callie.
sticky house if you send them over.
Tell everybody where they can find you at, your channel, and everything that you're doing and that stuff.
You guys can find me at my own channel, Calirex, and I have my own podcast, which is still in absence mode. So yeah, I am planning on bringing it back. Just going through college stuff is really, really hard, especially when you're going to university.
No, it's not. I go to university every day. What the hell are you talking about?
Okay, it's easy for you because you're a teacher. Okay.
Okay.
Let me see here. Continue, Callie. Sorry, I cut you off.
But yeah, you guys can also find me at my Twitter handle, Calirex01, and my backup Twitter handle, Calirex011. So yeah.
I'll make sure that everybody that has a YouTube channel, a Twitch channel, your Twitters, everything else, I'll make sure I have that in the description. I actually like doing that the day after, so I don't actually forget anything. One of the panel members that is normally on Retro tonight, because we started a little bit later in that stuff, he wasn't able to be on. It gets in the way because he's actually working while he's doing the show and that stuff. So
bullshit. Sorry, my cough. I'm getting COVID. Sorry.
You and him can settle that, not me. But I want to let everybody know you can get a hold of him on the Twitters. It's XTSX Retro. You can also catch him on Wooly Gamers show. I think Wooly is coming back tomorrow with a show. Wooly had a beautiful, beautiful little girl. Well, his wife did, and he's came back.
Wow, Wooly doesn't need to work anymore. He had a girl. So wow.
Well, actually, there was a thing on. He sent it through the DMs on his DMs, and he was actually back to work and that stuff. So, but I think his show's on there. Check him out tomorrow night. I think it might be around 4:30 or something like that. If everybody could do me a favor, whoever is listening now or later on in that stuff, myself and a good friend of mine, Darth Wing Amok, We have another channel. It's called Initiate Swarm Protocol. We just put out videos. That's all it is. We put out a brand new video. If anybody likes Legos, if anybody likes Seinfeld, it is the Lego Seinfeld set. It's a very short video. It's like maybe 7 or 8 minutes or something like that. Go check it out. If you like it, hit the like, share, subscribe, whatever you need to do in that stuff. We really enjoy the comments. I don't know why Darth likes the comments, but he likes when people comment. So if you're a big Seinfeld fan, hey, comment on that stuff. Also, I do want to give a shout out to Mr. Bushido. He will not be on the show anymore. He is dealing with some health issues and that stuff. So he will not be on the show, but I wish him, whether he was listening tonight or maybe he listens tomorrow and that stuff, I wish him the best of luck. I hope everything works out for him and that stuff, and he can
who
come
was
back
this?
and that stuff. What's that?
Who was this?
Mr. Bushido.
Oh, okay.
So, but I wish him all the best in that. Him and we started the show just about, what was it, a year and a half? Yeah, about a year and a half ago, year and a half. We got, great guests, great panel guys to come on here and that stuff. He's brought a lot of subscribers to this channel. There's no denying that. He's really, bumped this up. So I appreciate everything that he has done. He has brought to the show and that stuff. And again, I wish him the best of luck. But that's going to do it for us. We will be back next Friday. We really don't have any guests and that stuff. It's only 2 more weeks and then it's Thanksgiving. So I'm not even really worried about the guests and that. But, if somebody, wants to come on, they're more than welcome to come on and that stuff. But that is going to do it for us tonight. We are out of here. Have a great weekend. Great Saturday, Sunday, and we'll see you next week. Everybody say their goodbyes, I guess.
You can find Doom stuck behind a rock.
You can also find him crashing cars too.
Callie,